So today I'm working on something a little different. I'm really excited because the sun has been out. I have finally defrosted all the way and I can actually feel my toes. And so I want to work on something I found years ago on Pinterest, and it's a zero-waste sundress. I don't have a lot of sundresses. I actually have a lot more formal dresses and dresses that are more going out for a date, going out and having an event kind of a situation, and less of a, oh, I just need to go get groceries, or I'm running to the store and I don't feel like finding my pants or finding shorts and locating all of that. But I wanted a dress I could wear that would be easy enough to put together. I can go out to Joann's or pull from my stash and find the exact amount I need, make it and be done, and then I don't have to bag up all of the extras like I do with so many other projects that require lots of like in-cut pieces and such. This dress hopefully will be easy. I'm hoping it will be something I can wear every day or wear all the time. I've never made this particular pattern before, and I'm a little apprehensive because it requires a lot of drafting, and drafting is not my strong suit. I'm much more of a find a pattern, cut it up, maybe Frankenstein it with a different sleeve from a different pattern, or mix it so that I actually have something that is the exact silhouette I want. But I don't have the mental capacity to do all of the math and drawing and drafting and piecing that's required for drafting. And draping just seems like a waste of fabric to me. So this seems right up my alley because it'll force me to learn to draft. And I'll have to, you know, get a little out of my comfort zone with this one. I have this beautiful fabric I bought. I don't know if it's gonna work. I haven't really looked at it yet, but here's hoping. I'm really excited for this. I have been dying to try this for a couple years. And so when I was picking, projects for the year, this was definitely one that was high on my list. So let's make this dress. I've already run into 2 snags with this project, which is annoying. I'm working on my Zero-Waste Sundress from Threads website. Threads is a sewing, quilting, craft magazine, and I found this idea for a zero-waste sundress on Pinterest years ago, which luckily led me to find the article, which has all of the, instructions that I've printed and such, as well as how to draft the piece, which is nice because then it's customizable, and if you want more of a curve or less of a curve, or if you need to adjust it for certain sizing, cool, great. We love that. First problem is that the directions say that you need 1 7/8 yards of fabric, 45 inches by 64 inches. But that would mean 64 inches long, which is not a yard and 7/8. A yard and 7/8 is actually 67.5 inches. I know, I measured and had a whole thing with my lovely yardstick here. So they're not the same. Second problem, luckily, is I haven't even gotten into the rest of the pattern for that. The next problem is my fabric, because the fabric I did buy, which is this beautiful white with cute little yellow flowers on it, I really wanted to use this. I opened it up, started measuring for a little under 2 yards. This thing is closer to almost 3. The other problem is it's not one whole piece. I did buy this at a vintage store, so I don't know what I was expecting. I think my naive brain was like, oh, cool. This is gonna have this much fabric in it and it'll be great and whatever. So this is probably not gonna happen because having more than I need is not the point of this project. I started looking at my stash thinking, I have tons of other fabric. I will just find something else. So the first thing I pulled out was this. I've had this fabric for a while. I love it. And it is a little more than I need, but I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'll just do a ruffle on the bottom, or make a headband, or maybe I will make something else out of, part of it to go with it, like a small purse or something, or like a little bag, or an external pocket that's embroidered or something. And then I realized it's green and remarkably looks like the Von Trapp children's play clothes. So that immediately negated that idea, even though I do love that fabric. And originally I think I bought it to make like shorts, But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, but I could be a Von Trapp child, and that would be really funny. So I'm probably going to ask some of my friends and be like, okay, vote for which fabric you want to see, because this is killing me on the inside. That would be too funny. But again, I'm trying not to do another green dress. I've already done 2. I don't want to do a 3rd because something didn't work out. I have 2 other fabrics. Well, I have more. I have way more fabric that I could use and try and find, and you know, I could dive into my stash and find something that's absolutely perfect. But I'm not trying to dig too deep into this because then I will muddle my thoughts. I thought about using this because there's technically just enough. It is like 64 inches, which is what the second measurement suggested. It's like, cool, I'm on the shorter side anyway, so a shorter skirt's not gonna hurt me. But it's very blue. It's very, very, very blue. And so I'm having this moment of looking at this on me like, it's a lot. It's a lot of blue. What color was my last dress? My last dress was also cotton with flowers all over it. So then I found this other fabric I just saw it. It was in my stash. It's very summery. It's very, I'm going to a picnic. But the only problem with that is that it's kind of a rayon material, and so it's rather hot, and it would be a very warm dress for summer. So I'm leaning more towards, truthfully, I'm leaning towards the Von Trapp fabric, but I think that's going to be too much. I think part of me wants to just say to heck with it and do the white, because the white would be so summery and pretty and with a slip, and since there is extra fabric, if there's, again, I could use that for ruffles, I could use that for a headband, for purse, for bows, I could make ribbons out of it, I could make a tie to match with David's stuff so he could match me. I could take the extra, make it, like, nothing's going to really go to waste, except the fact that it's not the exact measurement. Like, it's kind of not the point of a no-waste sundress. So I'm gonna ask a few friends to see what they think. I'm probably gonna go through my stash again because I'm staring at more fabric in my to-do bin over here, and I don't know what to do. We're gonna figure it out though. We're gonna figure it out, or die trying, one or the other. Can I borrow you for a minute so I can get your opinion on it? Good. So I have that one, which is white with pink polka dots. I have this blue with blue flowers. This is that one that I bought at that vintage place. Yeah, the one that has way too much fabric. And then I have that one that would make me look like a Von Trapp child.
This is for a sundress, yeah?
Yeah.
Do the white with pink.
Pink polka dots?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I asked my husband which one he liked, and he picked this white with pink polka dots. I promise it's white. Nice thing is, this is the exact amount I need, and it's already washed, so I can get started. Okay, I've already run into something stupid with the drafting. Technically, I need one midriff, one lining, the skirt back, which I cut 2 out of, and then it also doubles as a skirt front. So really, I only need 3 pieces. So drafting this has been stupid, and I don't know why I even bothered doing all of it, but you know, that kind of happens. I think I'm gonna fold up the other piece, put it in the folder with the rest of the pattern, and go from there, because right now I only need 3 pieces. I need to make sure they fit. Once they fit, because I'm pretty certain they will, we're just gonna go from there. I understand why, because if you were going to teach this to somebody for the simple idea of drafting their own piece, this makes sense. However, as someone who's been sewing for almost 10 years, it's a little redundant to have 3 extra paper pieces. So I'm done with the drafting part, I guess. I'm just gonna fold up this piece, put it in the folder, and then we'll work on the other pieces and go from there. Because right now it makes no sense to have a whole other section of paper that I'm gonna have to worry about finding pieces for. So let's see if this paper will work. I think it will be fine. I just gotta write all my notes on it now. So here we go. Right, so I have all my notes on there for those of you who don't sew very often or have never sewn this before and you want to try this pattern. I will link it below if you want to try it. You can follow along kind of with me and see how I do it. One note I do have, if you are a first time sewer, definitely go ahead and cut out all the pieces, because I know what I'm doing, you may not. When you have the fabric cut on a fold, it does make it easier to visualize that every piece is set the way it is. I'm just making it harder on myself because I had to make something about this difficult. Otherwise, what am I doing? So that's my difficulty for the day. Okay, so it's giving Marilyn Monroe vibes. It's definitely white with little pink polka dots in it. And I did a pink zipper in the back with my tie up here. It's not meant for somebody who's heavier up top, especially for a no-waist dress. No, I don't think this worked. It's very revealing. I had to stitch this part here because it was not doing what I wanted it to. If you're somebody who's not as big in the chest as I am, this might be fine because everything else is like tieable. I also, with these fun little ties here in the back, Yeah, it ties at my waist. It doesn't tie higher up, so wearing a bra with this is not an option. It's definitely a toss the girls in, tie yourself up, and move along with your life. I don't think I could ever wear this in public as it is. It's super fun. Again, though, this is like a cover-up situation. They did say in the instructions you needed something, if you were, a little larger than the size medium or small, that you should use a 60-inch wide fabric. I did have to fold my pattern in a little bit so I could fit it on my cleaned, washed 45-inch fabric, because 45-inch fabric typically is not washed. When you wash it, it shrinks. So it shrunk a little bit. This dress just makes me self-conscious. I'm really sad that it didn't work. Yeah, this is not the moment. And I have to go get groceries soon. I'm not wearing this out. So I'm not happy with my no waist sundress. I'm just not. So I'm just gonna do it again. When I drafted the pattern, I had this piece, which was half of the pattern that I didn't cut out because I felt silly using the same pattern basically cut twice, so it didn't make sense. I'm happy I didn't cut this because I can redraft from this, so we're gonna redraft and see if that helps, because I am not happy with the fabric I used. I'm not happy with how it turned out. I have more fabric. I have fabric I like better. I obviously like blue. I wear a lot of blue, so I have tons of fabric I can choose from. It's not like I don't have this. I had the thought to pick a knit or a stretchier fabric to use this time. That way I can just cinch it in. I know that I'm gonna have to adjust the line where the halter part and the waist are drawn. That's the only way I'm gonna get a piece that is large enough for my bust and narrow enough for my waist. So we're gonna do a take two, because I can't give you guys something that's like I failed. I can't do it. I can't fail and put it online. I can't do it. So we're gonna just take that as a learning experience and move on, because there's no other way to do it. On the plus side, this is the healthiest I've ever felt about a project. I'm not feeling self-loathing, and I don't feel like I failed myself, which is a bigger achievement than you would think it is. But we're gonna pick ourselves up and keep moving forward, because there's no other way to live at this point. So let's take two. Redrafted the pattern that I didn't cut out, which I'm so thankful I didn't now. I redrafted it for a smaller waist of the skirt, a bigger bust line. And since it's gathered, it shouldn't be an issue. I hope that I can find a knit fabric this time that will work better for me. I just need to get my serger to work and figure out what fabric I want to use. I definitely have quite a few knits, so that shouldn't be an issue. We're gonna try this again, see if a knit does help fix the problems I had. The other one was just way too tight, and it wasn't big enough. So we're going to see if doing both will help. Yeah, and the nice thing is I may not have to have a zipper put in it at all. I could probably just stretch it over my hips. Yeah, we'll see. I've redone it. It's big, unfortunately, but we're gonna put it on real quick and see how it does. I'm gonna wear it over my clothes, because why not? Let's see. I should have just made the smaller one in the knit, because this is just swallowing me now. Like, yeah, I need to, if I want this to fit, I think, like that's nice, that fits really well. But the midriff is a problem now, because now there's way too much fabric. So I can either, it's kind of doing this natural, you know, belt look here. If I want the skirt, I actually need to redo the midriff section. I need to, it's annoying because I just sewed all of it together. Because right now it's falling at like my hips, which is not a cute look. I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna take these out, recut this lower, and just go from there. Because I think I can cut it from about here all the way across and have some extra. So I'll take it apart and see what we can do. I redid the bodice part. I wound up just cutting the midriff up instead, so it's actually smaller. I still get that nice width in the back to help cover my back. Fits so far, so I'm adding elastic to the back and a hook and eye to finish it off. So hopefully we've done the next like 10 minutes. Okay, after some finagling, it's cute and so comfy. 2 notes. This is a knit, and I did a bigger pattern. I could have just done the smaller pattern in a knit. At the same time, we wouldn't have these really pretty lines. I had originally cut the waistband bigger so that this part would cover more. I wasn't paying attention to how patterns work for 5 seconds, and I was just trying to compensate. I really should have added like a piece. I would like a piece added up here. I haven't tried it without my sports bra because I'm just not there yet. But like, it's really cute. It's really cute. If I can get like some covers or something to hold this up, I might actually wear it backless. There's the tie here in the back. I do need to fix this. I put elastic in. It's not working. It's not doing what I want it to. So I need to take the excess fabric that's there. So I need to take this excess fabric that's back here and just gather it, because I already have a hook and eye there, because the elastic I put in there is not doing what I want it to. So I need to gather it, stitch it down, and then I'll just have the hook and eye there in the back, and then this really fun tie. But for now, I can fudge it a bit, where I pull, you can see where this wants to fall. I pull this up, and it does the job. It fits really nicely. I'm happy with how wide this is, because it feels more vintage and kind of 50s. I went and I stitched this over the midriff. You can see the midriff starts here. I don't know. Oh, that's just a shine. It's just shiny from the fabric. I was like, did I get makeup on it already? I don't have the problem with this one where it was cutting right down the middle, but I keep staring at myself in the mirror, and it's so, like, let me adjust this real quick. Like, it's an amazing leg, and it was really simple. It's very flowy, so it fits the flow check. It gives me those vintage curves I want, which you can't see with this background. Let me turn here. If I were on a white backdrop, this would be easier to see, but like, it cuts my waist in nicely. It's so soft. Down to brass tacks though. It was not a no-waist dress. Mostly because I did end up with extra, but I have another project back here that I actually wanted to pull this fabric for anyway, so I'm taking the excess and put it into something else. So on the one hand, it's not being wasted. On the other hand, it didn't all go into this. And when you're sewing, there's certain things that have to be cut and clipped, and you can't just say no waste without it being kind of wasted. Because like with a tie, whenever you sew it, before you turn it right side out, you have to cut this lovely little nib here. You have to cut across here in order to get this to be a nice point. And this is, I could have cut this down more, but I didn't. But that's one thing. That's one thing. And when I was using the knit with a selvage in a knit, it's so tight that it skews how it's done. So I cut off this part of the selvage and this part here, which I could easily turn into something else, spaghetti straps or something, or I can give them to my husband and he can use them to shine shoes or whatever. But it was not a no waste. I love the intent behind the dress and the idea, and for someone who's not my proportions, it would be great. And I would actually like to redo this dress with the smaller pattern and another knit, because this is so soft and comfortable, and I have lots of knits that I've always been too scared to use because knits are so strange. It's like trying to bake with water instead of milk. It's just not right. It could be done, but there's a lot of finagling and trying to figure out how to compensate for certain things. I will say I had a bit of a panic attack because I didn't realize I didn't have a ballpoint needle, which is what you do need to sew in it. So I took a chance with an 80-12 regular universal needle, and it worked. I don't think I missed any stitches, not that I'm aware of. I didn't do anything crazy with the hem. I just did I folded it up and then zigzagged right over the edge. I don't know if you can see that, but I wanted it to be simple because I was not fighting trying to roll hem or trying to fold it and then fold it in half and try to keep that straight, and then I'd have to go get my clips, and it's just not worth it. But honestly, once I fix the back, once I fix that little elastic problem, I will probably wear this a lot because this is so soft. So I need to run an errand to go get some groceries, and I'm debating on whether or not I'm gonna wear this out. Mostly because I thought it was supposed to be beautiful and sunny and hot today. It's not, it's cloudy and overcast. So, I don't know, this might be perfect if I wear like a jacket with it or something. I think I found a friend I can give the other dress to because her coloring and the colors she wears, and that would look really good on her. I think the white with the pink polka dots and like a denim jacket would look so cute on her. So I'm gonna have to either talk her into it or find someone else. If nobody wants it, I will probably just tear it apart and use it for something else. Either way, it will not be wasted. I will either give it to somebody or I will add it to the stash of clothes that have failed me that I need. If I were giving advice to work on this pattern, I would definitely say cut the whole thing out if you're not an experienced sewer like me. I would honestly make it out of muslin first so that you can mock it up and see how it fits on you, see those mistakes that I made. I could have probably escaped by making a cotton mock-up instead, at least of the bodice, because it was just way too pressing. That being said, if you are a true size small or true size medium, up top and on bottom, the normal pattern is going to be fine. If you are not a small and not a medium, it does say in the directions to use a 60 wide fabric, and then if you saw in my video, I definitely separated the pieces to the edges, and then I just cut at a diagonal where I wanted, how much wider I wanted this to be. Again, because I used a knit though, I'm tempted to make these dresses again later, maybe when I have more time and I feel, adventurous, but make them the opposite. Make my bigger pattern with more like a satin or something really pretty like a silk instead of a knit, and then make the small to medium size and a knit and see how they compare. But honestly, I'm not mad at this. I'm really not. It doesn't hurt that it's so soft. I keep petting it. Just like, yes, so soft. The coloring is gorgeous. I've actually had this fabric for a while, along with my old floral dress. If you can't tell, I like flowers. I really do. I really love flowers. We're gonna see. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna wear this out or not, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna wear this out just because it's backless. And I'm not that brave. If you found this video entertaining, please like it below. Subscribe and click the alert bell if you want to be notified when my next video is coming out. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, toss them down in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll never know. I'll never know if you have questions. I will do my best to answer them as quickly as I can. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, not a bad project. I don't know what else to do. It looked nice. I like the hair. Bye. Oh my god, okay. Well, shoot, now this is seriously so cute.